Okay, this is take number 2. Well, I'm not used to presenting webinars, it's just the first time, but I'll do my best. Moreover, I'm not used to speaking English, especially not on Wednesday afternoon. This is my introduction. I've got some bees to introduce myself. Maybe you can all make a buzzing sound like the sound of the bees, but it's also the sound of an alarm clock, so everyone should wake up now because the show starts. My first B is of course the B of my name, Bart, like Mr. Simpson. My family name doesn't start with a B. It sounds a bit like a Croatian name, I think, so let's move on to the next B. It's my country where I live. It's somewhere here, Belgium of course, and next to Belgium, you have the country in orange. This is also a B of Brussels, the capital. Why do I add Holland, Netherlands? Because in this area we speak Dutch, which is also the topic I teach. I'm a mother tongue teacher. I teach Dutch in a secondary school. I'll show you my school. This is my small school with the name Immaculata Institute. I'm not responsible for the name. We have 3 levels of teaching in Belgium. General education, which normally leads to university. We don't have that in our school. And we have also vocational education, and in between we have a level called technical education, and that's where I'm teaching. Technical education normally leads to a professional bachelor's after a secondary school. We have 5 sections: accountancy, public relation and reception skills, commerce, also secretarial skills, and this is the section where I teach ICT management, and also 2 sections in vocational school, fashion and office management. So this is the school and the area where I teach, and then I have some personal B's to introduce myself. My bike, I sometimes go by bike to my school, and yes, that's the end. Then the another one is another B, which I should devote more time to, but unfortunately I don't have the time. For my bass, I play in a symphonic orchestra, and I have some pictures here of a performance of last year, and I'm in the second row of the bass section. You'll see me here. But the third B in my private life, I devote the most time on it. It's my favorite B at this moment. It's the B of my computer, which has changed my way of teaching enormously in the last years. Well, I devote a lot of time on the educational means of using a computer in school. Some pictures of my work. I devote a lot of time on digital didactics, project work, but also on international collaboration. You see some pictures of a Spanish colleague I did some projects with. So this was my short introduction. I think we can go now to the main presentation of this afternoon. A project which I will introduce now, but it takes some time to load. So please be patient, because I made some animations on each slide, and I did the test yesterday, and I shouldn't start too early. So please be patient. I can't help it, but it doesn't make sense if I start too early. So just a moment. I hope you haven't fallen asleep again. I see that 20 people are present. Well, I don't see you, but I believe you are there somewhere. So let's give it a try. Okay, I think we can start now. This is the title of my project I want to introduce to you. It's called Teacher Aid, and I want to take you back first to the Middle Ages, to the Knights of the Round Table. This is the beginning of the story. It's all peace and harmony. All the knights are around the table. They are all equal, hence the rounded shape of the table. But at a sudden moment something happens. An alien intruder comes in the form of a chessboard. And then of course the story can start. I don't know whether you know that story of King Arthur and the chessboard, but at least I read it in class in my courses of Dutch. And so at that moment in that story, that chessboard enters and the story starts. Now this alien intruder results in two different types of reactions. Most of the knights are really frightened by that chessboard, but on the other hand they are fascinated by it as well. And maybe you know the rest of the story. Some brave knights, or at least one brave knight, will go out on a quest, and he will fight dragons and monsters, and when he returns from his quest, the problem will be solved. So this is not a medieval castle, but these are, well, let's say the teachers of the Round Table. At my school, well, it's not exactly my school, I just took a picture from the internet, but you see them all sitting in harmony, peaceful, around the table. And last year something similar happened at my school. We got the visit of another alien intruder, not a chessboard, but a smart board, an interactive board. I won it with a competition. And it came to our school, and that was also some way of disturbance. We had a lot of discussions, and the results were about the same. Most of the teachers were fascinated by it, but also afraid to use it. And maybe you know the story that will be similar in most countries. Some knights will go out on a quest to find out how that interactive board works, and they will use it in class. But maybe 2 or 3 front runners, I will call them, will take that quest, but the rest of the teachers will sit behind and just have a look at it, and they say, oh, very nice, but they won't do it. Now, my project is not a project about a smart board, but this smart board is a bit a symbol of all types of technology that have come to life, and also to education, of course. Not only hardware, but also software and internet applications. So this smart board, well, is kind of symbolic, and I know for years the type of reactions to novelties, to new technology, fascination maybe, but mostly teachers don't go out on that quest to find out whether it might be useful for education or not. Well, I will type now a few things which I think are needed in education. First of all, it's of course technical skills. Most of the teachers don't know how things work, how to use software, or let's say hardware like that type of smart board. But most of the in-service trainings stop here. It's more that the teachers need, I think. They also need some ideas, some didactical ideas, and that's a problem as well. If they know how to use it technically, what can be done with that new technology? What can you do with software programs, or things you find on the internet, or hardware? And that's a main problem as well. Number 3, I think, teachers lack confidence. For instance, a teacher of French, when she teaches in a more classical way, she has everything in control in class. But when she starts using technology, she's confronted with pupils who are more media smart than he or she is. And well, then she has a problem because she thinks she will or he will lose control in class. So teachers lack confidence. They might well have some technical skills, but there is such a digital gap between the pupils and the teachers. Pupils normally know more, and so they don't want to leave their classical way of teaching just to keep their control. And finally, I think teachers should just a moment, take part in the digital universe. They have left it to the youngsters. That's what teachers, what parents say at parents' evenings as well. We don't know what our pupils, our sons or our daughters are doing on the internet. And the same counts for teachers. They think the internet is full of monsters and dragons. Well, there might be some monsters and dragons, but they don't know what's going on. They feel that they lack some skills. They can't even give it a name sometimes. They say, okay, there might be some benefits from the new technical revolution, but what should I learn? What should I do with it? And if I learn, I don't dare to go into the classroom with it because I'm always behind. So these are 4 things I was thinking over, and maybe my project could give a solution to that. Because these are the boys I teach in my class. 14 boys of 17 years old, and these boys are not afraid to go out on a quest. They have digital skills. They are very well interested in everything what was happening on the internet. So I thought maybe I could take these boys together with the teachers on a quest to do something with new technology. They don't know what's going on, they have the digital skills, and they are so close in a school community, just a few meters in front of the teachers. Why shouldn't they become kind of colleagues to find their way in doing something about the digital gaps, and take the lead and let the teachers follow them. And then I started the project. I made an arrangement with my headmaster that all the teachers had to be present at the launch of the project. We organized 2 sessions. I have 14 boys, so in each session I had 7 boys. This is one of the 2 sessions, and I made them present just 2 items, very shortly, 2 items of their own digital universe. I asked them, what do you do when you are at home at night? What do you use the computer for? Just 2 items, very short, just 2 minutes for each item. So each one of the boys lined up and said, I'm Cedric in this case, and at night I do that and that and that, and I gave the smart board, which I won, to the boys, and I asked them to use all the features of the smart board just to do the presentation, because for me the smart board was a bit the symbol of sharing knowledge. And so I gave the smart board, which was normally meant for the teachers, to the boys of my class, and they had to do their presentation with it about their own digital universe. For instance, here Dieter is presenting his LAN party, which he organized at home. What else? Well, also in October there was a launch of Windows 7, and Wouter, well, he presented Windows 7 and also Skype, because they want to know everything about technology. They use it in their private life, and they just showed it to the teachers. Of course, games, the World of Warcraft, for instance, was one of the topics. But you see how self-confident or how proud he is to present it in front of the teachers. I'll show you now the topics which they presented. Well, there are some things in Dutch as well. Well, I don't know all of them as well. Downloading films, you may be able to read it, and so on. So these were the topics they presented to the teachers, but it was just an icebreaker, a spectacular start for the project, and it worked very well. Because then we started with the project itself. We presented a kind of online catalog. The teachers could mark the things they wanted to learn. In English, it's sound and image, for instance, presenting tools, cloud computing, and so on. I can't show you all. And so we made a catalog just to see what the teachers wanted to learn. And we made a description on it, because it's not enough to just mention the name of the program, but you have to explain what you can do with it as well. And also we had an opportunity to fill in personal requests. We had some personal requests as well, but most of the teachers just took some items, one or some of the teachers took 5, 7 items they wanted to learn. And 70% of our colleagues, of my colleagues, filled in the catalog. So it was quite a huge success, we thought. 70% wanted to learn from the boys of my class. And these were the things we learned, the teachers this school year: Windows Movie Maker, Smartboard, ripping, music, stop motion, film, Google Docs, Facebook, a digital magazine, podcast, PowerPoint, Prezi, wireless printers, Delicious, Excel, Skype, V-Downloader, making subtitles to DVDs, SkyDrive, Picasa, Flickr, Twitter, and maybe some more. Our students organized this school year 21 sessions, and we did that during lunchtime. But first of all, I show you a slide of how the students did it. They sent, maybe you know it, doodle invitations, so all the teachers could say when was the best moment. And sometimes well, the sessions were doubled. We organized 21 different sessions, but in reality there were a lot of more, because well, this one, for instance, was organized on a Tuesday and on a Thursday at noon. And that's what all the students did themselves. They sent the invitations. They kept into contact with the students by the electronic learning environment of our school. And here you see some pictures of sessions at noon. Sometimes, well, there were 5 teachers present, and now I think it's a session about PowerPoint. Sometimes, well, a bit more. But you see, they were organized during lunchtime. The teachers could bring their lunch boxes as well. And that was the reason for the success as well. I think they didn't have to find a babysitter to go somewhere at night to in-service training. And moreover, they could have an answer to their own personal questions. Just a lunch break. Now, the lunch break was in fact the start of the learning of the teachers. It was meant as a type of blended learning, because this was just the starting moment. But the tutors were at school. They could contact them. They could talk to them on the playground or send messages to them. So this sessions at noon, at lunchtime, was just the starting moment. Well, here another picture, a session with a smart board, how to use it, and so on. Yeah, we also had, as I mentioned, some personal requests. For instance, at the launch of the Amnesty International Week at our school, there were pupils in a room where there was no internet, and the teacher wanted to show a movie which was on YouTube, but in this room there was no internet, so my pupils learned her how to download a movie from YouTube, put it on a laptop, connect it to a beamer, and present it somewhere where there is no internet. So that's what can be learned, I think, during a lunch break. For all of you, it's not difficult at all, but for many teachers, this is really a problem to do a thing like that. And they were very grateful, and they found some confidence to do it in the future, because that was the deal. It was not enough that the students did the work. The deal was that the teacher should be able to do it herself in the future. Another personal request was that, well, this is someone from vocational section, and they organized an evening for a public of parents and also for the primary school. And two of my boys organized a workshop to make a stop motion movie with well, these little puppets. You know the movie. If you go to the website of my project, you can see the stop motion movie, and it was shown there for parents and for pupils of primary school. And this is what I like very much, of course, because the learning is not theoretical. It has an immediate output, and it makes sense, and it's very good for the self-esteem of the students. Okay, let's move on now. After the start and also the interaction of the students with the teachers, as I said, we organized 21 sessions. There were 14 students. I grouped them in pairs, so 7 teams organized during 3 periods of the school year those sessions. But at the same time, I wanted to not just to share technology, but also to think about it. Is it a good thing to have more technology in school or not? And for instance, I organized some forum discussions. Well, unfortunately in Dutch again. Well, one question would it be a good thing that we remove all paper in classroom and replace everything by a laptop, for instance, and then all the students had to give their view. Also, is it appropriate that teachers can be cyber friends on Facebook with teachers? What are the dangers, and so on? And then they shared their view. I also invited in that section my international friends to give a contribution, and that's what they like very much. As you see, Ruben here is writing in Dutch, but Stasile from Lithuania and Suli from Austria wrote their opinion as well. What else did they do? I asked my students to select some texts about things they found important in the digital universe, and also to comment on it. And you can read the text in Dutch again on the blogs, and also the comments. So I want to make first of all the pupils, but also the teachers who read those things. I want to make them think about technology, not just share technical skills, but you need ideas, you need to think it over. And well, that's one way of doing it. What else did I do? I made a kind of spin-off website with feeds coming from educational blogs and newspapers. You can see in real time when there is a new article. Of course, I can imagine that not all of my colleagues read it every day, but from time to time I had a colleague saying, well, I wrote that article I found on your blog. Well, it's just a selection of links, of course, of feeds. But at least, well, some things change. They want to read and they want to be present in the digital universe. So some things have changed in our school. I'm really proud of it. Maybe I can explain the philosophy behind the teacher aid with another example. For instance, if this school would be a school where cooks were trained, and if those cooks would give lessons to teachers, well, I would come anyway. It would be a success, I think. But the nice thing is what happens afterwards. I think teachers would try out the recipes they have learned, but also communicate about it. Maybe invite some colleagues over for dinner. They would try out new recipes, and they would go back to the students to talk about it. And that's what I want. Learning in a group, in a community, works better. I think, as I said in the beginning, teachers do not only need technical skills, but also ideas. And if you discuss it, if you read about it, if you talk about it, then I think teachers will come up with nice ideas, which they found in blogs or whatever, or just inspire each other. And that's what's happening at my school at this time. Some of my colleagues have really started. They have seen the light, and we have a nice subculture now of teachers who are really into new technology, and well, they discuss it and they inspire each other. And we have to go on with it, and maybe we will broaden our target groups. Maybe our students can share their technical knowledge and their enthusiasm with groups outside school. Maybe parents or maybe other social groups. These are the things I have in mind for next year. So I'm really proud of it, but this project is not only a win situation for the teachers, but also for the pupils, because I'm a teacher of Dutch, and I want to learn. I want my pupils to learn something about languages and expressing themselves as well, of course. And that's why I spend a lot of time on presenting the project. I think all pupils should learn how to write with digital tools. That's why we made well, kind of elaborate blog, which I call a blog cluster. This is my blog where I can organize everything about the project. But the thing here is the most important, I think. It's the links to the blogs the pupils have made. I'll show you in a minute. I also chose deliberately things which are not part of the school electronic environment, but I chose tools which are free, and because these pupils will leave school after this year, and they will be able to use all tools for free when they're outside school. Once they have left school, they can't use the environment of the school anymore. So I used, in this case, WordPress blogs, but also some Microsoft things which I will show you immediately. In this blog, I can organize my project, and I added some international pages where you can read almost everything which I have said now. It's at teachera.wordpress.com, and of course most of the pages are in Dutch, but I have a very modest international section as well. Just very quickly, for instance, I can use tabs like a normal website in this WordPress blog, and for instance in the tabs I can organize my project, what the pupils have to do. I mentioned the main things of their tasks. What I expected of them. Sorry, this is Dutch again. I'll be very quickly. Now, the deadlines, for instance, and so on. And also, I added other tools to the WordPress blog. For instance, SkyDrive, where they can upload pictures, presentations. They had to do, well, at least 2 presentations. I mentioned the launch presentation, but in December I also invited some people from Microsoft and from Smartboard to come and have a look at the work of my pupils. So all the presentations, pictures are in a SkyDrive we shared. And to prepare the sessions with the teachers, I made use of the Office Live workspace. First of all, you see that we can share folders. For instance, one folder would be of the marks I gave to my pupils of all the tasks they had to do in each period. Then I also uploaded a PowerPoint presentation about the 6 thinking hats of d.o.o. Maybe you have heard about it. Well, it's 6 ways of looking at a problem, and the problem in that case would be how to give an in-service session to teachers. And they had to prepare it by filling in a form, and each hat represents a way of looking at a problem. For instance, the black hat would be what could go wrong, because pupils might take things for granted. Of course, we don't need to make all the especially the pupils I have, they are in ICT training, and I'm quite sure that they will have to give some sessions in their professional life afterwards. So why not do it at the secondary level as well? And I took this way of preparing the sessions, the heads of d.o.o, and it worked quite well. Just to make them think about, to make them prepare the sessions with the teachers. What else? Of course, there are more tabs, but this is the most important, I think. Also, the pupils in teams, in pairs, made their own blog, and I linked them to the project blog. They made the blog in the same style, the same appearance. If you click on the logo, you immediately go back to the projects blog, and that's why I call it a blog cluster. It has the same house style, the same looks, and we present our work as a cluster as a whole. But the pupils have their ownership of their own tool. They make their own tabs, they make their own posts. They are really responsible for what they contribute to the whole. It's not that they just hand in their tasks and that the project leader puts it all on his own website. No, each team shared their own blog, and we put it together in a cluster of blogs. And I think they really like it, because now they know how to make a blog with all the things needed. They can embed videos, pictures, polls. They can create tabs and whatever, and they do it in the same style as the project's blog. These are some example pages of what the pupils had to do. They had to write a tutorial for the teachers. They gave lessons, and this one there was a lesson of PowerPoint, but not the complete PowerPoint, of course, because there are better tutorials on the internet. But the specific questions the teachers asked. This teacher asked, how can I add music to a presentation which plays in the background? A very simple question. It can be explained during lunchtime, and then now the pupil or the student has written a tutorial about how to add music to a presentation. I also asked them to make a description of the relation between the teachers and the students, and to write an article about how it worked, and general description about the cooperation between the teachers and the students. And then, of course, at the project blog, I write a lot of posts. Well, at least one fortnight I write a new post, and it gives well, some kind of energy, some kind of fire to the project, because well, I have the impression that it really worked well. But still, if you have a place where you can find new information, well, not every day, but at least every week, I think it's very good for a project. We also added some other tools by Microsoft, an agenda, for instance, where they can read their deadlines. I also added Twitter to it, which well, increases the involvement as well. I think I have some followers now following our project, and I think it was quite successful. We were in the paper 2 weeks ago, in the national paper, and I got a lot of reactions, not only from Belgium, but also from other European colleagues. And well, I'm very glad it worked that way, and I am grateful for my boys as well, and I think they will have had a good time at this school year as well. So that was a bit in a nutshell what I wanted to present to you. I will read. No, I thought I had one question, but it was a question I already got before my presentation started. I don't know whether you have understood what I wanted to tell. It's a bit strange not to have feedback. I didn't see you, but well, that's part of the game, I think. So I hope you will have enjoyed it, and if you have questions, just put them to me. Well,
hi Bart, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
This is Darko speaking from Croatia. Thank you very much for a very interesting presentation. I have a couple of questions, if you do not mind. I was listening thoroughly to what you said. So my first question is, was participation for teachers mandatory or voluntary?
Voluntary, of course, because we didn't know what would happen after we presented the catalogue. And well, we were very glad that, well, as I said, 70% of the teachers filled in the catalogue. but I have to say, not all the teachers who wanted to come could come, because we have a very should I say, a lot of meetings at lunchtime, and some teachers missed some lessons. But on the other hand, there were also teachers who didn't enroll officially, also went to the lessons. It was voluntarily, and a lot of teachers asked me, "You will do it back?" Because, for instance, I missed a lesson about Skype. I hope you will do it next year. And I've made more friends now, thanks to that project. Colleagues who didn't speak to me before now speak to me. Not that we had a row or whatever, but we have a point of discussion now, and they ask me some things, and this is what I really wanted a discussion about it, and talk about it, and share views. And now we have teachers teaching other teachers outside teacher aid, and this is how it should be, I think.
Thank you very much. You also mentioned that now teachers do come more often with new didactical ideas about using ICT in the classroom. That's one of the outcomes of your project. Do you or does anyone collect those ideas to make, I don't know, a school repository of ideas how to use the smart board or any other tool in the classroom in various subjects?
No, well, maybe someone should do this, but I think it's, well, some ideas will be shared in an informal way. But not that we have, as you said, an official repository of ideas. Well, I don't think I would have the time to do it, but maybe in the future it's a good suggestion that we think about that as well. I mentioned the newspaper. Well, we were interviewed for our project, but there were other articles beside our project as well. And well, it's a main topic now, the didactical ideas. And in teacher training, well, they have that same problem sometimes as well. I think they give technical skills, and they should devote more time on digital didactics, and well, one of course they can't learn ideas from the pupils. I think teachers have to share ideas, and your suggestion might be, well, a very good one, but it's not part of this edition of this project yet. We just started, and we didn't know how we would end up, and I'll think about it during the summer holiday of the future, and maybe your suggestion might be good, that we could put up some kind of showcase of what could be learned. Of course, we had that stop motion film, which is an idea, of course, to make a story with puppets and pictures and make a movie out of it, and it's all described how you can do it, so maybe that's already a start, but that's an exception, I think.
Thank you very much. You also mentioned that pupils enjoyed working in teams on a project task. Did they acquire project skills through coaching of some sort from teacher's side, or did they organize the teams all by themselves?
Well, I organized the teams in the beginning of the school year, and I just put them in alphabetical order, but I checked that well, the teams were would be okay, of course, and it went very well. The teams were in alphabetical order, but they were quite okay. They worked very well together. I don't have any complaint about that. They didn't complain themselves, so they accepted it, and they went on that. They worked with that team during one school year.
Thank you. And just one more question. I know it's difficult to notice it on such a short term as just one school year, but did the increased usage of ICT by pupils influence their success in terms of getting better marks in particular subjects through, for example, increased blogging or increased interaction with teachers of particular subjects and so on? So how did this increased usage of ICT influence the end results at the end of the school year of the pupils?
Well, the pupils I teach are already nerds. I can call them once by that. They always use technology. Well, I don't think there will be a difference. They are always discussing new technology, what they have done with their computers. They are already on top level, and they just share it with the teachers. And I can say about the teachers, I see an increased use of technology. That's very sure. They, not all of them, of course, but a lot of teachers use technology more. But also, well, not if they don't use technology more, at least they understand technology more, because they also gave a session about Facebook, for instance, and a lot of teachers came there not to use Facebook in class, but they wanted to understand it. Is it safe? How does it work? Also Netlock, also other ways of social networking. And that's also one of the aims of the project, that teachers understand technology more, because we have to accompany them in their growth. And when pupils grow up, they are very much on digital paths, I can call it. They live in virtual networks where they can bully, where they can do things that are not allowed. And if teachers don't understand anything about it, how can we accompany them in their growth to become mature adults? So that's also I think we realized, that at least some colleagues understand more, or a little bit more, of what's going on the internet, thanks to the project.
Thank you very much, Bart. I really liked the project and the presentation you gave. I know it was hard not to see us, but trust me, we all listened very carefully, as you can see from the questions, to what you've been telling. Thanks from on behalf of my crew here in Croatia. I hope there are a couple of questions from other participants as well. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I found a question by someone I know, I think Ariana Blazic, and she asked me or our Twitter name. It's BV, my initials, and then just teacher 8. And there is well, a question by Darko, but I think I have answered it already. He asked if the students prepared digital training materials, instructions for the teachers. Well, there are on the blog indeed tutorials for the teachers.
Thank you.
And then I have one remark. It's not a question from Benjamin. He says, Belgium rocks. Well, the answer is yes. Well, someone from technical area. Well, I made in the beginning of the project a kind of teaser movie, and maybe it will come now if you want to. It takes just 2 minutes, but seems to be a problem. I think it's the same, that we have to wait a little bit until it's fully loaded. It's also on the website, just a teaser movie we put on the school website. So I hear that you saw the movie. I didn't, but of course I made it and know what's on it.
We did. So it's,
Yeah.
we did see.
I have one question from Cyprus. Did your boys work during lesson times to prepare their presentations? Well, I have all my pupils, not only this class, 1 hour a week in the computer room. And well, yes, they worked on it during that hour as well. Not they didn't get all the hours, but they worked on it, and of course they had to give the presentation at lunchtime and to prepare things at home as well. But I gave some lessons during the normal school week where they prepared it. And the correction on the work, yes, indeed, that's the good thing about WordPress blogs. They give me an account, and from where I am on whatever computer, I can control and I can make corrections. But also when they were working on their text, I read on the screen, and I want them to change things. But on the other hand, it's not the case that I corrected everything, every letter. They are 17, 18 years old, and this is what they are. The showcase is is honest. I gave them the responsibility to write their own blog, and of course I keep an eye on it, but it's what they is their level they are showing, and otherwise I had to do it all by myself. So I gave them responsibility, and so that's what I wanted to say about that question, if you know what I mean. Well, I think we might conclude the session now. I don't know, I think you have my email address. I have one personal request. Well, in fact, it's a question of a colleague of mine in another school who organizes pupils and teachers, students exchange, and he was very interested in contact with Croatian school. So if you have a suggestion for me, a Croatian school that might be interested in a student exchange with a Belgian school, you can write me, and I'll give you the address of my colleague in the other school. Or if you have other questions, just write me, and I will answer the email.
Thank you. We'll definitely get back to you with a couple of schools from Croatia your colleague can start cooperation with. Thank you very much.
Okay, so just send me your reactions if you have any. And then, well, it was nice not seeing you, but feeling you. And maybe till next time.
Thank you very much, and have a great day. The recording of your presentation will be published on the Partners Learning Network portal, so the colleagues who are unable to attend it will be able to download and review it with just missing the opportunity to ask questions and get answers in real time, but they have your contacts and can get back to you later. Thank you very much for this very interesting, very inspiring presentation, and we'll definitely stay in touch. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks to everyone who participated at this webinar, and we are really looking forward to see you again on the upcoming webinars in which we shall present more projects that were presented at the Innovative Education Forum in Berlin in March this year. Thank you, and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.